Now I still put a glove on and lube, but I stimulate the bowels, and then I can move them naturally, and I can actually encourage the muscles to forcefully empty my bowels. So that's something that it's slowly getting better and better.
So what are the signs to look for? Like, how do you know the difference between whether or not it's a urine, movement or a bowel movement?
That's the tough one. It's going to be different for every spinal cord injury,
right,
because of sensation and everything. And so that's where me knowing that I have a bowel routine, I do morning and evening.
So
my bowels are kind of always empty unless I get sick.
Right.
So that's where if I do have an urge, I know it's always bladder.
Right.
It's always going to be bladder,
right,
because I do my routine.
Right.
So but then
so people don't think about these things.
No, not
right. Like,
people don't realize that being in the wheelchair, they just think your legs don't work. Well, no. My bladder, bowel, and sexual function also doesn't work.
Right.
And certain ab function, they think you're paralyzed from the hips down. No, I'm actually paralyzed from the nipples down.
Right.
So my abs don't work. I can't do a full sit-up. I can rotate up a little bit, but I can't do a full sit-up. So stability too. Like, it's easier for me to fall out of my chair and lose my stability from being a higher level injury.
Right. And
people don't realize that. So that's where the awareness comes in, and that's where I like to talk about it.
Sure.
And then when it comes to sexual function, for me, as a result, I believe, once again, from the stem cell transplant, that it's encouraged a lot of sexual function coming back. Actually, right now, I have the most sensation in my genital area and in my groin area that has come back. And so that's the sacral spinal cord that is giving those messages back to the brain.
Right.
And then secondly, it actually took some time before, it took about maybe 6 months to a year. It took about 6 months, maybe 6 months after the stem cell transplant, before I started getting an erection again. Just even waking up.
Really?
Yeah, when that went.
So you can get erections.
I can get erections.
Yes.
They don't last as long as they used to.
That's okay.
But
there's hope, right?
But that's where we get to cheat, with a disability like this. So we take medication.
Sure.
There's also, they can do surgeries and this and that and change things. Like your we take the medication so that things still function normally.
Sure.
And then for me, having sensation, it's just a nice thing, obviously, to have more good sensation, because losing sensation on that, it's amazing how, at the beginning and losing that, and you're thinking, moving forward in life and wanting to, sleep with someone and this and that. Sex is a big thing when it comes to the spinal cord injury community. It's a big thing, because we're human.
Yeah.
And we have urges. We love to be intimate.
Yeah.
We love love. We love to be kissed and touched.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing in the spinal cord injury community, is that intimacy and love and everything like that. So that's where now they figured out a lot of things to really help and encourage that, and to figure out ways to, keep things basically, I guess what we would call normal, but it's the new normal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And so
everybody's enhancing something.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's been interesting, and also like with the bladder as well too, to make it easier for male or female if they have a lot of bladder complications and UTIs, and they can go in and do surgeries. They can actually redirect the urethra to your belly button, so then you can actually catheterize from your belly button to urinate.
Wow.
So people do see these procedures because it's actually it's more convenient and cleaner for their lifestyle.
Right.
Especially for females. Sure. It makes it a lot easier for females, So that's that there's a few differences.
Interesting.
There. So yeah, it is very interesting actually. So that's those things. Yeah, those things. So like I said earlier about what you take back first. Well, for me, I would take back 100% bladder, bowel, sexual function. I would take that back first before walking, and I would be okay with that.
Really?
You ask the quadriplegic, they'll say hands immediately. They'll take back their hands, right?
Wow.
So that's why these are big things, and this all gets discussed in the disabled community.
Yeah.
There are some peer support websites like paralyzed.com where you can get some very insightful information about all this stuff and the changes and trying to adapt to the changes, so you can live your life.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still want to live your life and and do normal things, and and just I'm dragging my legs around, but I still drive, and all that stuff, and sleep good and shower and just transfer into shower benches and have the accessible devices to cook and clean and whatnot. So and life goes on. So that's why I like to show that off. For people that need to learn some new tricks, or to see that yes, you can live life in a wheelchair. Absolutely. You know,
good for you, man. I'm super impressed right now.
Thanks.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Reconnected.
Yeah, I know. You seem, dude. You always seem like a very positive person, but now there's sort of a twinkle in your eye. You have this passion about what you're doing.
It's
and that's what life's about. Is about living passionately, right?
It's the best thing. It's the best thing that I wouldn't say it. You know, I can't say it for really anyone than myself. That, you know. I'm dealing with this adversity, but I'm gonna live it to the max.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna use it to my benefit.
Yeah,
you know, that it gets me on stage to help others. It gets me on stage speaking. It's kind of its own little entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
And learning new things and trying to accomplish all the paraplegic things that I possibly can in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe and know that there will be an effective treatment.
Yeah.
I've seen some very, very impressive stuff. I'm part of some very amazing things. And I keep up. I like to follow the American Association of Advancements in Science. I like to read articles. And so there's a lot of underlying hope there. But on the meantime, you still got to live your life. You got to live your life. You got to eat healthy, you know, because things change.
Yeah.
Because I lost the mobility, you got to be that much more careful when it comes, you know, to eating, because you could become pre-diabetic and then diabetic more easy with the circulation.
Right.
You know, because now if your legs aren't moving as much, circulation and blood, it's you know, you got to be conscious of these things now. So that's why therapy is my job.
Sure.
You know, that's why that's the other thing too that I didn't really comment on is I've definitely benefited from having insurance. So having, you know, auto insurance and everything like that, and my work insurance, I'm still an employee of Air Canada Jazz, and I'm on my Great West Life extended healthcare benefit. It's helped me transition into an independent lifestyle. They've helped me pay for my supplies and my medications, my modified vehicle, and this has been a huge part of getting that independence and getting my personality back.
Right.
So that's where it hurts me when I find out that someone is not covered.
Really?
So this is a problem. This is a very serious problem, and that's where we need to start opening foundations that can start bringing in a lot of funds to help persons that don't have insurance, so they can have an equal opportunity in this life. Because here I am talking about my truck and my beautiful home,
and they wouldn't have any of that.
And they wouldn't have any of that.
Right.
So try to put yourself in those shoes, right?
Right.
That's where I realize why people do become depressed.
Right.
When you don't get an opportunity to move forward, it will definitely put you in depression.
Yeah.
Because it would definitely be tough.
Sure.
So that's why
you have some things that help you to look forward to the day.
Yep.
Right. And if they don't have any of that,
it's
kind of it can be crippling.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's just, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. It's a different life, a different world being disabled.
Yeah.
But it's still, for myself, it's still a good life.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to help those who need the help the most.
Yeah.
Because the disabled and spinal cord community, we are the minority, but we're the most in need.
Yes.
And so that's why I'll fight for that.
Yeah.
And because I have that tough fighting background,
I'll
be the first one to show up to City Council. And I'll be the first one to tell them we need to start fixing these accessibility needs we have in the community.
So you're gonna take it out of here. And
I will. Yeah. I'm learning to talk with my words and not my fists, right? So, because you know, I've acquired this injury. There's people that are born with cerebral palsy, spinal bifidus. Mm-hmm. You know why you don't see these disabled people downtown or walking around? It's not accessible for them. So they stay to what they know and what's safe. They stay close to home. They go to these private therapy gyms. They go to places that they know is utmost safe and accessible.
Right.
And I don't think that's right.
Right.
I'm thinking, I lived to 25 years old, able-bodied.
Right.
And now I'm disabled. I want to go to the pub that I enjoyed going to have a beer at or a coffee shop. Now I can't get in because of stairs.
Right.
I'm not just saying this, you know, and fighting for this for me and saying, oh, us. This helps everyone.
Yeah.
We all age. And also, this disability can happen to anyone. So you would definitely appreciate it if you're an able-bodied person and you own this establishment. And I'm saying, you know, maybe it'd be nice to put a ramp. And it's like, oh, but you're one person. You could be that one person.
Absolutely. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
So and you know what? Just having a cup of coffee to go and wheel into somewhere and there's an accessible washroom and to feel comfortable and just to have a cup of coffee. To play on your phone or read something or just even sit there and just have a cup of coffee, it means a lot.
Right.
For someone that's dealing with such adversity.
Right.
It means a lot.
Right.
So that's where I would definitely advocate and fight for that.
So is that the message that you want to give to? I mean, we've talked a lot about people that have gone or are going through sort of what you've gone through. I mean, are just starting out. But what about the people that are able-bodied, as you call, someone like myself, right? Yeah. What do we need to do better to help?
You need to start sharing the information.
Okay.
Because knowledge is power.
Yeah.
We need to start integrating the disabled community into the able-bodied community.
Okay.
Because we're all on the same team here.
Yeah.
And so that's where introducing friends to your disabled friends or disabled people you met. Sharing the story, passing out the information, getting the education and the knowledge out there. And so that's why my next step, especially if I get this book out there and moving forward, I want to show up to the high schools. I want to show up even to the elementary schools. The minds are becoming more powerful at younger ages.
Absolutely.
So they can see what disability looks like.
Sure.
Because I never saw it when I was in elementary school. I never saw it when I was in high school. Never saw it when I was in college. We need to start getting people to show up because you know what? That's another great job for someone that's disabled. Just show up and give awareness about disability.
Absolutely.
There's so many accidents, diving accidents. There's so many cycling accidents, motorcycle accidents.
Yeah.
I could have saved my foot had I known I should have been wearing motorcycle shoes or boots.
Right.
But I didn't know.
Do you think you would have if you did know?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, I know.
We all try to go for image and look, right?
Absolutely.
But if there's the education that, if you fall off your bike, there's a highly likely chance and probability that you're going to rip a limb off. It's probably going to be a foot.
Yeah.
This is why you should wear boots. Okay, then I'm finding the best pair of looking boots I can possibly get to wear to be that much more safe,
Yeah.
And so people don't really care until you meet someone in the situation
Right.
or you become in the situation.
Right.
So that's where, for me, my message out is the awareness, It saddens me that Christopher Reeves, the late Christopher Reeves, which I have utmost respect for him and his family and everything that they're doing in the United States to help the world with spinal cord injury, and also Rick Hansen, our Rick Hansen here in Canada, and that's just our own pride, wheeling across Canada and everything and really bringing the awareness, and that's what it was for, was the awareness. I'm sad to say and to see that we're now in the 21st century and we're still lacking in the awareness and the education and the accessibility when it comes to persons in wheelchairs and people with neurological diseases and disabilities.
Right.
So I'm saddened to see this now that I'm living in the disabled community.
Right.
It's like I thought these guys fought really hard for this stuff. Why am I falling into a disabled community and it's into a disability and to find out that these communities are still not accessible.
Yeah.
New buildings that are being erected and put up are still not complying to accessibility needs.
Right.
And it's like, you're just a minority. We don't get a lot of people that come here.
So you still have to, almost have to refight the battle that they fought already.
We got to keep fighting the. You got to keep fighting the battle.
Right.
And it's not just for us; it's for everyone.
Right.
So until people start to realize that this is for everyone and not just for the person in the wheelchair, but for the person with mobility issues, with cerebral palsy or spina bifida or any of these diseases and illnesses and injuries that affect mobility.
Right.
And we need these accessibility needs. Then once we start hammering that home, then hopefully it just takes one, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the biggest thing when recycling came about, right? When you started bringing out the green or blue bins.
Absolutely.
And so there's the whole street and there's only one guy doing it and the neighbors are looking and thinking, the rest of the neighbors are not doing it, so I'm not doing it. But that one guy shows up and he keeps putting recycling.
Keeps doing it.
And then someone says, you know what, I'm going to start recycling too, right? And then the other person, then all of a sudden,
the whole street's
then pretty soon, once you get past the 50%, now you're the minority.
That's true.
You're now the minority for not putting out your recycling. So it has to start somewhere, and it has started. Let me tell you, it has started. But we got to hammer it home. We got to hammer it home, and that's what I'll fight for.
Well, any last words, Lee? Because this was a great story.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we reconnected and got to chat about this. And sounds like you're doing great, despite you seem like you are in a better place than when we're both pretty young, right?
Yeah.
But still,
we're young punks.
You got to figure it out. Yes. I'm sure we still can be at times.
Oh, yeah.
But we seem a little more grown up.
2 years later, we'll be outside beating the hell out of each other.
But do you have any last words for anyone?
My only last words is, like I said, if I can go back in time, I would not change the events that took place to put me in a wheelchair. I am I've regained my happiness in the wheelchair. I enjoy helping people, and I know the next step with me being a paraplegic and being the best paraplegic that I possibly can be, is to publish this book. And so that's where I'm looking to really push and